this on the road.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, when I first got it, you couldn't get. It was the only way of getting spares.
They were common then. You know, when they were in the scrap game, I was only a lad like, but.
Well, I paid £20 for this because this, you know, that's all it were worth. You know, that's all people pay.
This is my brother here on. Just saying how many of these we've scrapped.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Get all the brass up on them.
Brass windscreens.
I should be shot for what I did.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just saying you didn't.
But that's what you was. I just say to your brother. I mean, I bought this in the '60s, and it was £20, which is that's what they were worth. You say most of them we got thrown away.
Yeah. You find them lying about all over the place. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
old standard tractors. You used to break them up with a sledgehammer and stuff.
Say the number I've been all over the country and dragged them back and broken them up at home.
Yeah, that's the thing you have to do, but it's a credit to you anyway, it's beautiful. Really nice.
There's only another one left.
What's the paint? What have you used on it? 2-pack or something like that?
Yeah, I haven't done the paint. Someone else did the paint, but
it's a job on its own, isn't it? That.
It's a 2-pack. I don't even know what 2-pack means, but.
Oh, it's very hard paint.
Well, it's epoxy paint, isn't it? Mixed two composite bits together to make one.
For something that you want to last, 2 packs of stuff, innit? Okay, it's not, you know.
Well, originally when it came out of the factory, it was coach painted.
Yeah.
You told them what you wanted and you did it. But
I was saying that about when I was up on the steam as
a farmer had it for 30 years.
A farmer?
He'd sort of sprayed it that red all over.
How'd you gone for bits?
It's easier now, but I say to your brother, I've had to break them up to get the bits I wanted to keep this one going. I've had this 50 years this year, so yeah.
Remember my cousin John Rowe, he's no longer with us. He was in Yorkshire and his boss bought an old saloon. I can't remember. But it had all rusted, so he cut parts off another car on the corner, welded it in. And he got it all right. He even changed the piston, because he couldn't get the pistons, so he put some more different pistons in it, but he got it running. And then he found out that he'd sold it on and never said anything to John, and he just sold it on. And of course he'd got plenty of wedge.
He was a mill owner, wasn't he?
And John was there. He said, I put my heart into that car. He said, I brought it back from the dead, he said. You know, and I know I went and followed him, because he went on one of these rallies, you know, where they go from A to B, and he finished up on a race course down Midlands there, and he went round the course with them. Yeah.
Well, this is all aluminium built over a wooden frame.
Yeah.
It's alley, is it?
Alley.
Oh, right. Apart from the wings.
Yeah.
Oh, this is alley.
Yeah.
So
that would be panel beated or press shop panel beat, yeah.
The wings are probably, I don't know.
They were done on English wheels, as they call them, aren't
Probably,
they? You know, the rollers,
But the frame, they built the frame up and then bent the alley around it and
then
pinned it
frame, is it wood? Okay.
Well, I've had to put it back in.
Do you mind being on video at all? No, well, I'll just swing round so you can have a look at the gentleman that's keeping this bit of history alive. He's done a fantastic job, which you've probably been listening to.
Going that way now, sort of lightweight aluminium and fiberglass and all the rest of it. And some of them, you know, with heavy steel, you know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we've all had old cars. I had a V8 Pilot, you know what I mean, sort of thing. And that was a weight a ton, that thing, you know.
Well, I mean, a few years ago when the modern car, the BMW invented the push button start, didn't they?
Yeah, get the start.
1935, push button start.
But imagine now, if you break down and the battery's gone, that's it, you're snookered. The old days, you could go and get the starting handle out. You know,
for it,
that's right.
When I was younger, he always used to start it on the handle. He used to just wind it round a couple of times, switch it on, and up it went, you know.
Half a port.
It's a little sick.
They've gone too far, I think.
Too complicated.
Oh, you're lost now without garage, aren't you?
You're lost now without electrical degree, I think.
Computer plug them into.
You carry on, lads.
What time is it, Al?
Thank you very much indeed for that. Credit to you.
Thank you.
What time? I don't know, Bri. At the minute, I've not had a look for a bit.
10:25.
Thank you very much indeed.
Seen that before?
Minivan. My brother had one of these, and my sister, which I used to cheekily borrow off her more than I should have done. I think I did more miles in it than she did. And then she had a little mini car that had been done up, bought from Ford Farm when they were originally in Holmes Chapel. Wooden steering wheel. Somebody had done a lot of work on it. It was in cracking condition. Really nice. I remember that. Sadly, I remember these running round. A 3.5 litre V8 Rover. Got a bit of silverware in back there. He must have done a bit of winning. Can you imagine leaving your car now somewhere with the fire extinguisher on side? I mean, that'd be gone. You couldn't do it. Hail Carnival. Committee's choice. Paintwork's brilliant. That's what passes for ventilation now. Austin 7, I think. And we're back to the console. Yep, Austin 7. My brother swears he's going to have one of these when he strokes the lottery. Oh, now we're on a rare beast, I think. A Sabre 6. Thought it was a James Bond car. Change the battery shortly. Don't think I've ever seen one of those. Sabre. Oh, I think that's a Morris. Morris 8 again. Clandridge rather well was 2018. On the Morris register. And a big Rover, 3.5 litre. I remember Mr. Shaughnessy, who I used to drive wagons for at halfway up Winnerton Hill, he had one of these, and I broke down in a Dodge 4-wheeler loaded on the motorway and rang him up, and he came down and he towed it off the motorway with that, one of them, loaded. Well, I'll tell you what, I've got about another 5 rows for go here. Excuse my sniffing again. I noticed on my last video I do a terrible lot of sniffing and sucking in of another Ford and another sniff. I think that's a Flying Standard if I remember correctly. 12. No, that's 12 horsepower, I'm not sure. I'm sure that's a Flying Standard. I think my dad had one. Yeah, there we go. Standard. Devon Vintage Car Club.
Have you? No, I didn't. I like these very much.
And another sniff. I'll have to dub them out. Ooh. Vauxhall with it, not the V, HA, Vauxhall HA I think they were. E-type Jaguar. The later ones were 12 cylinder, I think. They've sounded beautiful. A lovely Jaguar there, very good condition. And a Riley to my left. Is that no, I thought it was a Pathfinder, but it's not, I don't think. Rover 2000. Keystone Cop stuff here. Standard of Coventry. That was an early version of what we're looking at, the Flying Standard. Ford. That could be an 8 or a 10. That's what the paperwork says. Sorry. Type Y, Ford Type Y. Again with these semaphore indicators. And another Vauxhall Velox. They were a bit of a rock box, these were, as I remember. I remember them coming out and terrible things. Another Austin 7 there. I think that's a Cambridge there, or a Wolsey probably. Scimitar. I'm not into American cars. Chrysler that. You could go sleep on that bonnet like a double bed. Blinking heck, Standard Ensign. My dad had one of them. It's the saloon. Got a picture of him working on it. Standard Vanguard. Not as good as the sorry, not a Standard Ensign. Not as good as the Standard Vanguard. A lot of trouble with it. Not many of them about. A Zephyr, 6-cylinder those were. Same as a Consul, but they've stuck a 6-cylinder engine in and altered the bonnet and the front. A lovely Riley. Nice. Split bonnet. by the looks of it. I think that's the 1800. They did a smaller version, the 1100 as well. Hydroelastic suspension. Same as the Mini. Well, the later Minis, the early Minis had rubber ball trumpet suspension. HA Vauxhall, I think it was. Another Morris 1000. Probably said before, the first car I drove on the road was one of these, but with a split windscreen. You certainly get your money's worth at this show at Kelsall. A cracking show of motor vehicles.
Oh, all right. I really didn't want that. But anyway, this one. No, sorry. I bought it pretty well. So on.
And Morris 8 van again. Beautiful condition. A heck of a lot of smoke going on. Another E-type Jaguar. This could be a 12. You've been the envy of everybody if you'd have had one of them when they were first came out.
So I don't know how
I think that's a Triumph Stag. Another that lost in 7. I think this is when Jaguar started getting a bit, they lost it a bit with the designs, you know. Beautiful car, but not got the finesse of the earlier Jags.
When I buy the gym, it takes £2.
Oh, nick. I remember them running around and all. Sadly. And the earlier ones. They used to have green Rover 90s and Rover 100s. I think that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cylinder that. I'm sure they did a V12 or something like that later on. Give me 5.
Sphinx's retained that.
Hillman Minx. Can't remember, I think I may have had one of them. My brother definitely had one of these. Ford Anglia. I had the earlier version. I think we gave it the first car I ever had. The Prefect and the Anglia are the same, but I had the Anglia WMA 114. A traffic warden in Norfolk used to own it. It lived up on near Anderton Lift there, and it's supposed to have failed its test. I think they were just pulling the wool over it, because I bought it off, I took it for its test and it went straight through. 3-speed that was. And those were an absolute abortion. My brother had one, oh dear, Mark 3. He had the estate. My next door neighbour had one of these, a Corsair, Ford Corsair. Another bit of a rock box jobby they were. Very nice Mini Countryman. Been renovated nicely. F-Reg 1967, I think that is F-Reg.
Charlotte, what did you ride yet?
I showed it right, is that it?
Holker Siddeley. They were considered quite Armstrong Siddeley, sorry. Very posh motor, your judges and your gentry sort of had those. Very nice. Cortina Mark 1. Very sought after, worth a lot of money they are. Looks like it's an original condition. And these, the police had these again. This was the one I was on about. It's a Rover 95 and the 100. And a Rover, I'm sure they had a Rover 90 as well. Got wide wheels on this. Cortina.
So they've all got the original here.
A lovely car. Again, when they had style. Weighed a ton like, but man, beautiful. That's a Rover 100, this one. Ah, there we are. Excuse me. Austin 1100 again. Rubbish thing, then. Transverse engine. Same engine that was in the Mini, but just a different. I think all they've done is altered the design a bit, you know.
No.
Another Austin 7. Alright, so looks very nice.
Thank you.
My brother's gagging for one of these when he wins lottery. Beg pardon? Oh, aye. He had to start it on it. He did have a starting handle for one, but I don't know where he got it from, whether he still got it, but he did have one. But, yeah, he remembers running round in one. He's 81 now. Yeah, lovely. Morris 10, that one is. Austin A35. As I explained before, they were terrible to work on, the engine. Because of that little bonnet, you had to lean right over and the engine seemed like it was nearly on the floor. Horrible things to work on. had to have a box at the side so you could, well, my short ass like me, but I'm 5'8", but to make it easy work on. Another Triumph Stag, and Austin. So just change batteries. Another Austin. I think it's a Cambridge again. Excuse my sniffing. It's hay fever. And here we are. That's my first car I had and rode myself, but that's the popular. There was a popular Prefect and the Anglia. I had that car, same colour, but it was an Anglia. 3 speed, 3 forward and reverse. Ale garage. Mate of mine, Les Lloyd, he had one, and I was always envious he had one first. Oh, he's got his back badge missing. This is, you know, the Saints car, this one, isn't it? A Volvo, if I remember right. Yeah, then we've got Volvo. Roger Moore is the Saint. Beautiful condition. Did it come with a halo? Did you get a halo with it? Yeah.
You like them? Do you like them? The wrong colour from the Saints car. Should be white.
Yeah. It's recognisable instantly with that. Excuse me sniffing. The hay fever with the Saint, aren't they? These, you know. Cracking. Good series, good actor, and a good car. Volvo. I used to have a few Volvos.
Oh, you've had a few Volvos?
Later ones, you know. Beg pardon?
Very strong.
Yeah.
I like this one behind you. I used to have one there when I was 17. I loved it.
Which one?
The A40.
A40 Farina, yeah. Unfortunately, they were a bit of a terrible car as I used to work on them for myself. Like my brother had one of them, and the suspensions were a bit weak, front suspension. And
I know you had trouble with mine. It used to freeze up.
See,
Something to do with the freezing up. We used to, you know, when it was freezing weather, it used to be, we'd play up, and I've forgotten what it was. Some problem with it.
what the engine was it all?
I don't remember, but
No.
long time ago.
Well, in those days, I don't think there was much in the way of antifreeze around, was there?
No, it's good not.
If you didn't have the mix right,
That's right.
you know, usually you were struggling for a bit of brass, weren't you? You know what I mean? It's yeah, they were all right though. He run it round for a good while.
Sit in, it's lovely.
Yeah. Nice talking. Thank you very much. Yeah, A40 Farina. I should imagine there's a good following for them. An A40 Farina Club. 1965, good lord. Another Austin A35. Beautiful condition. You see what I mean about the engine. I'm stood at the side now. If you try and work on that down there, they were abysmal. I'm just saying into this thing. I used to work on them and used to have a box at the side so you could get in there, you know, backache and all sorts. It was terrible.
Yes.
It seems like it's nearly on floor, the engine, you know.
Give it a good handling, also low down, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, the centre of gravity's a bit down, but as I remember they used to roll about a bit there because they're such a small car.
Yes.
It's in lovely condition for its year. Yeah, nice somebody's done a grand job of renovating it. Same engine as the Mini, the A series, yeah. But right way on.
Used to leak oil like a sieve.
Right way on, isn't it? Is what, sorry?
Used to leak oil like a sieve.
Yeah, aye. My brother had the Triumph Herald.
Yes.
And he bought one with the engine blown. And luckily he picked up a gold seal. Remember the gold seal?
Yeah, I do, yes. The reconditioning sprayed him gold.
Slapped it in and we were off up to Galashiels in it, to a model aircraft show many years ago. A lot younger than I am now, obviously, but everything you see brings back memories, doesn't it?
It does. Well, there's a Riley 1.5 there. I used to have one.
Oh,
that was my first car of my own name.
I never owned one. My brother did, but I used to do a lot of car repairs, and the back chassis used to go on me.
Yes.
And I did. I must have done.
I had to have some welding done on mine.
Replaced the chassis and reconstituted the angles and what have you. Very weak spot on it.
Well, mine went this sort of area here. It was like a box section.
Yeah.
And it went very weak.
Yeah.
Rusted through.
Yeah, I think that's
so
right.
I had to have a patch welded over it.
Yeah, I think I've
the
done
biggest
that one as well.
issue with it, and the reason I got rid of it, was because it used to go through half shafts.
Quite talky, weren't they? Well, especially the one with the twin SUs and 1500cc,
yeah.
weren't they?
Yeah. My other half. Oh yeah.
Sorry. Now that's the car I first drove on the road, my brother, when I could get a licence. Split windscreen. And a Morris 8. I've been in one of them. A guy named Joe Ashbury, one of the Ashbury brothers, Joe, Ron and Norman. I think there was a girl I can't remember her name. But, yeah, I remember having a ride in one of them. Beautiful. Another Rover. And another Austin Cambridge. That's the right colour for that, as I say, passed my testing. Pretty rare one, soft top. I'll get my hand what I'm filming here. Singer. It's a rarity, lovely condition. And that's the car that chap was talking about, the Riley 1.5. Yankee. Is that a bubble car? Been in one of them.
during the day. They're only a bit flogged because you just fall over.
1500. Triumph Herald, which is what we were talking about with the Gold Seal engine going in. Oh, 35. It's a big old girl. Essex Super 6. I've never heard of one of them. Never heard of one of them. Wooden wheels, I think. Rover, Mini. Oh, Packard. I thought it was a V8 Pilot, but it's not. It's a Packard gangster car. 6.5 litres. 1938. It is. Well, I think it's 6.5 litres. I think if I read it right.
6.5 litre.
I think so. From what I could see there.
But that's the size of a lorry now, wouldn't it?
Gangster car, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
You might correct me if you can read it.
Engine size straight 6. Colour found in khaki green, manufactured country America. Suspension coil spring on the front, leaf spring on the rear. It was brought over to the UK as a right-hand drive. It was brought to Williams in London. This was the Packard dealer at the time. Yeah. But yeah.
I've seen him in films, you know, pull away and
I'll keep on. And then
you see him doing about 100 mile an hour down the road, you know, bouncing about like a good one.
Yeah, and somebody stood on the running board hanging on. Pretty brilliant them films were, weren't they? Yeah. Wouldn't mind having that in my backyard though.
Lovely condition though, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I can remember seeing him in films with a sweat back. It was Humphrey Bogart. A lot of wasted space, really, when you think about it. MG. I think that's a frog-eyed Sprite. Nearly radio. Obvious reasons why to call them frog-eyed. That's 35 again. I don't remember them being that colour, but could be wrong. Oh, that colour. Somebody done a lot of work on it. little trailer on the back. Another Ford Anglia. Austin 1100. I did it at 1300 as well. Same thing, obviously just a bigger bore in the engine. Standard 10, I think. Morris 10. Not standard, a Morris. Oh no. That's what I was on about. Look at that styling on that. Right, well. And that's done by, I don't think they pressed those, I think that was done by actual metal workers using English wheel and such like. They may have pressed it, don't get me wrong, I'm not that well up. Look at the lines, you know. Beautiful. British Racing Green.
And when they come back,
Jaguar. The leather seats. Jaguar in the back window even. XK140, 3.5 litres. Getting that, you thought you were getting in something special. Hillman Super Mix. That probably meant it had a bigger jet in the carburetor or something. And yet another 1100 or 1300. Viva. Cortina GT usually had the Lotus engine in. It's like they might be doing a bit of a run with them, dropping the barrier. Not sure about that, could be a kit car, I don't know. Marcos, yeah, it's a kit car that is. Austin 7 again. Mark 2 Escort, isn't that nice? That's what my Welsh Jeep was based on. All the running gear. Sorry, Jago Jeep. It looked like a Welsh Jeep. That's the gear, running gear it had. That's a Mark 1 Escort. Used to have one of that. Put a complete new front on one. Took all that front off and all that was stuck out was 2 half chassis. That's been slightly breathed on. Certainly not the original engine as you'd expect.
Not quite sure where they're based at the moment, but sure somebody has.
Mate of mine, Chris, has got one.
The alert that they should be coming to join us.
Alright, so no worries. Morris 8. Singer.
Oh yes, we have action.
Fiat
Stuart Main ready, sir. Apologies to those of you who found a nice comfy seat there.
Someone at work used to have one of them, Lily. Manifold, the exhaust manifold kept coming loose and tried to fix it, but metal was such rubbish it wouldn't have it. Another Moggy, a Renault. KBT Motors in Middlewich. TV series. A35 again. Capri, Del Boy car, Capri Gia. That's Renault, I think. Or Simit, something like that.
The engine plan, commentator got it wrong. He was reading the wrong program. He was reading now we'll parade.
Vauxhall, I think Wyvern, but I'm not sure.
Very, very nice.
Just go sinking. Teacher used to teach at Rudheath, had one of those. Mr. Fletcher. I always remember those two chrome strips going down the bonnet. Busted.
Get themselves ready now.
That's the way in.
Back here.
The Morris
Not all the drivers will have gone to the...
I don't know where the brother's got to. I think he's met up with a mate Robin. He's come down from Lynn. I think the motorbikes have got to go back up again somehow. Missed the motorbikes when I was doing the steam engines. To keep me on the memory, you know. I think we're alright at the minute.